Over the last 25 years, I've had the privilege of interviewing and highlighting some truly interesting people. I mean, everyone who is anyone, both the famous and the infamous, from presidents and their first ladies to kings and queens, movie stars and pop stars, captains of industry, heads of state, sports personalities, innovative entrepreneurs, and some pretty fascinating everyday people. Today, I am proud to introduce you to Justin Nakaishi, who believes that the key to his success is the great relationships that he's built throughout his life. Justin, nice to meet you. And I'd love to just start out talking about your career in sales because I am so fascinated with that exciting field. I'm not good at it, but I want to know how you got to be so good.
It's always a learning process. But for me, it's all about taking care of my customers, treating them right, and building those relationships with the schools or the retail people in general. Along with my manufacturers that I deal with, I like to make sure I take care of all those people and have good relationships with all of them.
So, Justin, how did you break into the particularly exciting field of sales, or as I like to call it, enhanced customer service?
Sales is a tricky area, but being in a coaching aspect and being an athlete in high school and college, it made perfect sense to be able to come to a sporting goods store every day and be able to relate to the coaches or help out the local youth find the best equipment for them. So for me, it was all about taking what I learned in college and high school and being able to pass that on to the next generation.
That makes complete sense. Did your work as a baseball coach influence your decisions to become involved in a sporting goods company?
Absolutely, it did. This was the store that I grew up shopping in as a kid, being a local guy myself. So for me, it made perfect sense to be able to come right here, be able to work here and go coach at that time. And then the opportunity came for me to be able to buy this business.
Congratulations.
So it was a perfect fit for us.
Wonderful, wonderful. But I'd be remiss if I didn't say this at the time that we're filming. We're literally at a turning point regarding the COVID-19 pandemic, as you know. How has the pandemic affected you and your business? So many small businesses have been affected. I'd love to know how it impacted on you and how were you able to overcome those challenges? Because again, all small businesses face them.
The pandemic about put us under. So I had to lay all my employees off, come to work 7 days a week by myself with the doors locked, and just had a note on the front of the door that said, if you need help, I'm here, but I can't leave the doors open being by myself. And it got to a point where I was 1 day away from calling the bankruptcy lawyer.
Wow.
So on April 30th, I actually put a post out on Facebook that just said, competitors, family, friends, community, whatever you can do to help me keep my doors open would be tremendous. And the outpouring of support that we got over the next day or 2 days, actually, some of my friends took off work because I knew I had no employees, but they saw the responses we were getting on Facebook and they just literally came out of the woodworks, like people just calling, saying, run my card for $1,000 or here's my stimulus check, like do whatever you need to do to keep your doors open. And it was the most heartfelt thing I've ever been a part of.
Justin, it's so clear that your village, your community came together to help you. And I've heard so many stories from people around our country on how friends and family and virtual strangers really and truly came through in this new reality that we're facing. What do you think are the unique skills that you actually bring to the table at SavOn, which is your business?
Well, first, I would like to give a little bit of a throwback to the previous owners, the Rubin family that ran this place for so long. They were so good in the community that I think they built this platform, and I'm just trying to continue their platform of what they did. But being a local kid that played high school, went on to college, my dad is the American Legion state president for baseball, so he's involved in all that stuff, still coaches high school to this day. My brother was a minor league baseball umpire, So just the background that we had and the knowledge that we had, I think has driven more people to stay true to us because we can give them true, honest answers about the products we're selling them or why we're selling them the products.
As I'm, hearing you talk about your business, I know there are a number of young entrepreneurs out there that could benefit from your philosophy and also from your success. So how do you grow your business now in what we are facing is a new normal where so many things are done virtually and things have changed from traditional sales?
I don't know if you can use the word build your business because it's becoming so much tougher in today's world as a small business owner. It's more about staying afloat and just keeping your people that you need to survive. But I want to still be able to provide that service to my community. So whether we're necessarily growing or just staying stagnant, to me, it's about servicing the people that kept us alive for so long.
As a matter of fact, when I introduced you, I pulled something from some words that you yourself have used. You've said in the past, the key to your success has been the connections and the relationships that you've made over the years. So why don't you give us some real life examples of some of those connections, some of those relationships?
We deal with the comp coaches, the high school coaches, the college coaches on a daily basis. But for me, it's about actually being able to go out and show my support by going to their games, or if somebody needs a hitting lesson, I give a hitting lesson here at the store, or I worked at one of the hitting facilities here for about 4 years, just being able to actually touch those kids and be able to make them feel like they were more than just a sell to me. And I think that's what's built the relationship is they're not just a number to me. They're actually a person.
And as you look ahead, you say that you want to make sure that the business stays afloat, but what goals have you set for the future for yourself personally and professionally?
We've set a lot of goals as far as wanting to grow and wanting to possibly venture out to more than one location or things like that. But like I said before, as a small business, it is just so tough because big corporate kind of is trying to knock you down all the time. I'm not allowed to do true online sales because I don't run the numbers that these big people do, or I'm not allowed to buy it at certain levels or even get opened up with certain companies because I'm not big enough. So big corporate is actually pushing us down. So for me, it's just about staying afloat with where I'm at and making sure that we can service people with what we have and just trying to survive that way right now.
Well, Justin, we certainly do wish you the very best. And I really want to end with your own words. What's the one thing that you'd like the viewer of this video feature to walk away with today?
The biggest motto that we have at SavOn is we call ourselves a family, or we call ourselves the SavOn squad. And whether that's an employee, whether that's a customer, whether that's anybody we meet out in the fields, once we bring you into the family, like you are family, we treat everybody just like they are blood relatives around here. And I think that's what keeps people going in this area is actually being able to know that you can go, if somebody needs to come break down on my couch in here, they've got a sounding board. Or if they need to, people come to me needing help all the time, and I'm more than willing to give that back because I know what people did for me during the pandemic.
Justin, what a very nice way to end this conversation by just giving a real shout out to those relationships, those connections, those people in your community who have been so instrumental in your success and how you are turning it around and giving it right back to them. We want to thank you for introducing us to your business, and I certainly wish you the very best.
Thank you, Star.